Hey, what's up guys? Snows from Snows Gaming, and today in Overwatch news, we got a Lucio buff, some map changes, and some competitive tie-breaking changes. This is amazing.
I know we come from the stars. Mama told me that the love that you give always comes back.
Alright, so there are massive PTR changes coming, and let's take a look at Lucio first. So Lucio is getting some crazy changes. Like Jeff said, they want to see him slightly differently, not as a must pick, but at the same time, he's still a must pick. Now hear me out. If we take a look, his sonic amplifier, so basically his gun, what we have is a projectile speed increase. So it goes from 40 to 50. Now personally, I don't know exactly what that is. Is it 40 feet per second, 50 feet per second, 40 meters per second? I'm not sure exactly. But what we have here is the projectile speed increase. So that's one interesting thing. The other one is, before, every time you booped someone, it used to always boop in the same sort of trajectory and distance. Now, when he uses his alternate fire, it will basically be vertically oriented, which means that if you crouch down, aim up, and boop, that person is going to be booped upwards. If you crouch down, or if you jump and boop downwards, he'll kind of do like a skip on the water. And that is pretty crazy. I mean, for Lucio to finally have that change, I didn't even know that it behaved like that. And that change brings a smile to my face. All right, let's take a look at what else do we have. So we have crossfade. So that's basically when he switches between his healing song and his speed song. So what we have here is basically the song's area of effect has been reduced from 30 meters to 10 meters. Now it might sound like a nerf, right? But keep that in mind. Since it's 10 meters now, they're increasing the amount from basically what it was, which I believe was 12 healing per second, to 50% more, which is now 18 healing per second, which in my opinion is definitely a bump up, because goddamn, you can't heal anything with Lucio nowadays. You just keep it on speed boost pretty much at all times unless you need the heal. Now, the other thing that has changed is, for now, they basically included a temporary in-game visual. So for now, you're going to see sort of that line around you that's going to give you the area of effect to sort of see what 10 meter looks like for you. I don't know if that's going to stay or if that's going to be removed. They're just saying that it is temporary and it's an in-game visual that only you and your teammates can see. In my opinion, that's an amazing change. One reason why: it's going to keep the team together. It didn't used to. So when people need healing, they're not going to sort of turn around and look for someone to heal them. They're going to go back to Lucio and they're going to stay next to Lucio. What's great is that the healing song not only has a 50% increase, it's also added to the MP it up, which means that it goes from 18 up to 36, I believe, at that point. 36 healings per second. That's great, because it lasts, what, 3 seconds? That's almost 150. That's amazing, and it comes back every 12 seconds, so that's great. Then what we have is a little more of a nerf. We have sound barrier. Sound barrier has been nerfed from 30 meters to 20 meters. Now, I'll be very honest, 20 meters is already large, and when you don't get people into your sound barrier, it's most likely because that person is out of line of sight. It's not because the person is not next to you. I'm not sure how 20 meters is going to feel. We're going to have to try it out, but that's interesting. Now we have some amazing changes to his wall ride ability. First of all, as soon as you touch a wall, movement speed increases by 30%. The second thing is he now receives a burst of speed when he leaps off a wall. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about this, because now what's going to happen is people who play like DSP Stanky won't necessarily be able to sort of camp in the top area, let's say in Nepal, where you just camp up, wait for people to come by, and then you drop in. Since now you receive a burst of speed, you're technically going to be further off the wall every time you leap off. So I'm not sure if those leaps to leaps to leaps will still work, but that's something to try out and see how it goes. So what we have from the developers, I'm going to read it out. It says, Lucio has often felt like a must-pick due to his raw healing output and versatility, providing a speed bonus to your entire team. Now, that's true. The speed bonus was pretty amazing. The goal of these changes is to keep those elements feeling strong, which they definitely do, but making them harder to apply to everyone on your team at all times. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a nerf in terms of the speed, but in my opinion, the overall thing still is considered a buff. Now, they say that the end result is that he should feel stronger with teams that can basically stay close, but not as strong for people who flank out, like Pharah, Widow, Genji, and really, the Pharah, Widow, Genji, they're pretty much all over the place every time you play with them. So you're going to be able to get pharmacy up there and you're going to be good to go, or just make sure that you have a healer around or that they stick together, because that was one of the issues in all of my games. People didn't stick together. We won every single time we had communication and we stuck together. So in my opinion, this is a welcome change. You can read off the rest. I'm going to put it right there on the screen so you're going to be able to see it. Now, they just wanted Lucio to feel more active in his role, and in my opinion, this is definitely the welcome change. Then we have a competitive play change, which everybody has been waiting for. What we have is a tracking system has been added to Assault and Assault Escort maps that will allow it to break ties based on the progress that the team has made towards capturing the objective. Do you understand what that means? Do you understand what that means? That means no more Dranamura, no more Volskaya Indras trees, and all of these maps where we're just plagued with draws. The ticks will start to count. I'm not sure if they're going to add more ticks, or basically if it's going to be just the circle wherever you are in the circle, but that's going to be extremely interesting to break ties very easily. Now, the other side of the medal is that, how is it going to work? What happens in a game, let's say you're playing Hanamura, and your team, blue team, I'll refer it as to, captures first and second point with 1 minute remaining. The second team basically caps it in overtime. They cap both in overtime. Now, technically, it's going to be your team's chance to cap, and if you cap, perfect, you win. If you don't, it's a draw. Now, how is that going to work? If you cap 1 tick, or if you cap a certain amount, will that count as a win? That's what I'm interested in, because technically you're still making more progress than the other team. So I wonder how that's going to work. It's going to be very interesting to see in the competitive scene. Now, keep in mind, those are changes applied to the competitive scene only. I'm not sure if that's going to work in quick play too, or in game browser. So that's something to keep in mind. So they're saying it's going to work just like payload maps, but honestly, I'm not sure how they can make a link between the two. Does it mean that if the first team caps 1 tick, as soon as you pass 1 tick, you're going to get it? Because that's technically how it works with payload right now. So that's going to be game changing in my opinion. Now the last change is on the map Eichenwald. Now Eichenwald looks different. The attack point on the first point, basically the only point, what you have is a new tunnel on the right side. Remember that little room with the little health back there? Now there is basically a tunnel that guides you directly into that little tunnel that was already under the bridge on the right side. No more of that horrendous choke point. In my opinion, it's going to make a big difference in the scene, but it's going to allow Torbjorn to put his little turret right on the stairs and wait for anybody that comes out of it. But it gives us a different route, technically. I understand now that basically you won't be able to freeze the Reinhardt, well, lock him in and just kill him every single time somebody goes past the little bridge, but now you're going to be able to go right and into the battlefield right from the start, directly on the right side, without anybody blocking you in. I mean, May could technically still put her wall at the door. Well, we're gonna have to wait and see how the strats go with the competitive scene, or with you, right? Because we play the game. All right, so that was it for today, guys. I just crossed 3,000 SR, finally. I am now technically in the top 8% of North American Overwatch players, which in my opinion, I mean, I love it. I wanted Diamond for a long time, and I got like a 6-win streak, and I was able to finally break through. I'm gonna post a video soon about basically just that, SRs. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because I've actually been compiling my SRs, seeing how much I won and how much I lost. And it's gonna be very interesting to see how the streaks work, and when you play healer, do you get more or less SR? If you get medals, do you get more or less SR? We're gonna be able to see all of that on my next video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I mean, if you don't like it, you can always dislike, am I right? And I mean, that's pretty much it. I'm Snows from Snows Gaming. Have yourself an amazing day. Stay frosty, and I'll see you on the next one.
I know we come from the stars. Mama told me that the love that you give always comes back. That if you had the love, you can do it, but you didn't know that. Oh, I can see the shadows through the sunshine.